The steam rises before you even notice the water. Soft, white mist curls slowly into the cold mountain air, drifting upward like it has nowhere else to be. Snow falls quietly around you, each flake landing without sound, as if the mountain itself has asked the night to stay gentle. You pause. Not because you're unsure, but because something here feels worth noticing. The hot spring rests between dark stones, its surface moving just enough to reflect the pale glow of moonlight. Beyond it, snow-covered pines stand tall and still, guarding the mountain in silence. The contrast is impossible to ignore. Cold everywhere. Except here. You step closer, boots sinking softly into the snow. The air is crisp, clean, and sharp, but the warmth from the spring reaches you even before you touch the water. It's comforting. Unexpectedly so. You kneel beside the edge, fingertips brushing the surface. Heat spreads instantly, chasing away the cold in a slow, deliberate way. Steam wraps gently around your hands, like the spring is welcoming you without words. You wonder how long this place has been here. How many winters it has seen. How many nights just like this one? The thought drifts through your mind without needing an answer. You ease yourself into the water slowly. The warmth surrounds you, steady and deep, soaking into muscles you didn't realize were tense. The cold air brushes your shoulders, while everything below the surface feels perfectly held. Above you, the sky stretches wide and clear. Stars scatter across it, distant and calm. They don't flicker. They simply exist, watching quietly as the night unfolds. You lean back against a smooth rock, letting the water support you. The sound of the spring is subtle, a low, continuous murmur, like a whisper meant only for the mountain. Your breathing slows naturally. In. Out. Snow continues to fall, some flakes landing on the water's surface before melting instantly. Others rest briefly on your skin, cool and light, disappearing almost as soon as you notice them. The sensation is soothing. Balancing. You feel suspended between two worlds. The cold, silent mountain. And the warm, living water. Neither rushes you. Neither demands anything. The mountain feels ancient, steady, unchanging. The spring feels alive, patient, endlessly giving. You notice how quiet your thoughts have become. They don't stop, but they soften. Each one arrives slowly, leaves easily, making room for the next without effort. You glance around again. The trees stand motionless. Snow coats their branches, weighing them down just enough to make them bow slightly, as if in quiet respect for the night. Some are far away, the wind moves, but it doesn't reach you here. The rocks around the spring block it, creating a pocket of stillness. A small world carved out just for rest. You sink a little deeper into the water. Warmth spreads through your chest, your back, your legs. The heat isn't overwhelming. It's steady, reliable, like it knows exactly how much you need. Steam drifts upward again, briefly blurring your view of the stars before clearing. The rhythm feels intentional, like a slow breath taken by the earth itself. You wonder, gently, what happens here later in the night? Does the snow fall heavier? Does the steam rise thicker? Does the mountain grow quieter still? The curiosity is soft, comfortable. It doesn't pull you forward, it keeps you present. You close your eyes for a moment. Not to sleep, just to listen. Water, breath, silence. When you open them again, the world feels slightly farther away. As if you've stepped deeper into the moment without moving at all. The hot spring holds you. The mountain watches. And the night stretches on, unhurried, offering you its calm one breath at a time. You remain there, warm beneath the falling snow, quietly wondering. If this is how the night begins, what gentle calm is still waiting for you as it continues? The thought settles easily. The steam rises. The snow falls. And the mountain keeps its quiet promise. The water seems warmer now. Not because it has changed, but because your body has stopped resisting it. The heat settles deeper, reaching places you rarely notice during the day. Shoulders loosen. Your jaw softens. Even your breathing feels less intentional, more natural. Steam drifts upward again, thicker this time, curling slowly around your face before dissolving into the cold night air. Each rise of mist feels like a quiet reminder to slow down. You let your head rest back against the smooth stone. It fits perfectly, shaped by years of flowing water and patient time. The rock holds steady, unmoving, like it has always been here and always will be. Above you, the stars remain scattered across the sky. They feel closer now. Not brighter. Just more present. You notice one in particular, faint and steady, barely shining compared to the others. It doesn't demand attention, yet your eyes return to it again and again. You wonder why. The thought floats gently, without urgency. Snow continues to fall, but lighter now. The flakes drift lazily, some landing on nearby rocks, others disappearing into the warm water with a soft hiss you can barely hear. The contrast is soothing. Cold meets warmth. Stillness meets movement. Silence meets sound. You shift slightly, sending small ripples across the surface of the spring. They move outward slowly, touching the stone edges before fading away. Nothing lingers longer than it needs to. Your breathing deepens again. In. Out. With each breath, the mountain seems to settle further into the night. The trees stand taller, quieter. The distant wind fades until it becomes nothing more than a memory. You feel wrapped in the moment. Not enclosed. Protected. The water carries a faint mineral scent, clean and grounding. It reminds you that this spring comes from deep within the earth, rising slowly through layers of stone, gathering warmth long before it ever reaches the surface. That thought brings a soft curiosity. How far did this water travel to reach you? How long did it take? The idea stretches your sense of time, making everything feel larger, and yet, somehow, simpler. You run your hand through the water again. It moves smoothly around your fingers, unhurried, as though it has nowhere else to go. Tiny currents form and dissolve instantly, never clinging to shape. You notice how easy it is to let go here. No schedules. No expectations. No need to be anywhere else. The mountain doesn't rush. The spring doesn't hurry. And neither do you. You close your eyes again, this time for longer. Sounds soften. The water's murmur becomes distant. The faint whisper of snow fades until it blends with your breath. Even your thoughts grow quieter, spaced farther apart. You feel heavier now. Not weighed down. Grounded. As if gravity itself has grown kinder. A subtle warmth spreads through your chest, steady and calm. It isn't excitement. It isn't emotion. It's contentment. You open your eyes slowly. The steam has thickened, turning the space around the spring into something dreamlike. The outlines of trees blur slightly, their shapes softened by mist and moonlight. The mountain feels farther away, even though it surrounds you completely. You imagine staying here for hours. Letting the night move around you while you remain still. Letting the snow pile gently on the rocks. Letting the stars shift almost imperceptibly across the sky. Time doesn't matter here. Only presence. A new curiosity rises, quieter than before. What happens when the night grows even deeper? When the snow thickens? When the stars move higher? When the warmth sinks so deep that sleep feels inevitable, the question doesn't pull you forward. It settles beside you, like a thought meant to keep you company. The water laps gently against the stones. Your breathing slows again. In, out. You sink just a little deeper, allowing the warmth to cradle you fully. The cold air brushes your shoulders, but it no longer surprises you. It feels refreshing, balanced by the heat below. You exist between two sensations, perfectly aligned. The mountain holds its silence. The spring holds its warmth. And you remain suspended in this quiet harmony, wrapped in steam and snow, gently wondering, if this calm continues to deepen, how softly will the rest of the night unfold? The thought fades like mist. The water moves. The snow falls. And the mountain watches, patient and still. The warmth no longer feels like something touching your body. It feels like something you're floating inside. The hot spring holds you without effort, lifting and supporting you in a way that asks nothing in return. Your muscles have fully released now, one by one, quietly, without announcement. Your shoulders sink lower into the water. Your neck loosens. Even your hands feel softer, lighter. Steam drifts thicker across the surface, moving slowly, rhythmically, like breath made visible. It wraps the space around you in a gentle haze, turning the mountain into a suggestion rather than a place. You can still sense the trees. Tall, steady, patient. But their edges blur, as though they're giving you permission to rest more deeply. Snow continues to fall, though you barely notice individual flakes anymore. They arrive, they disappear, they repeat the same simple pattern again and again. There is comfort in that repetition. Your breathing slows further. In, out. Each breath feels longer than the last, stretching softly into the quiet. There is no effort now. Your body knows exactly what to do. The water murmurs gently against the stone, a low, constant sound that blends seamlessly with the night. It doesn't change. It doesn't demand attention. It simply exists. You tilt your head slightly, letting the warm water reach higher along your shoulders. The contrast between the cold air and the heat below becomes less noticeable now, as if your body has stopped separating the two. They feel balanced. Complete. Your thoughts have changed. They no longer form full sentences. They arrive as impressions instead, sensations, colors, feelings that pass through gently and fade before becoming anything solid. A memory of warmth. A sense of safety. The feeling of being held. You aren't thinking about tomorrow. You aren't thinking about earlier today. Time has softened here, stretching wide enough that it no longer feels like something to move through. It feels like something to rest inside. The mountain seems even quieter now. No wind. No distant sound. Just the steady presence of the earth beneath you, ancient and calm. You imagine the spring deep below the surface, water traveling slowly through stone, collecting warmth over years, perhaps centuries, before rising gently into the open air. That journey feels comforting to think about. Unrushed. Patient. Certain. You feel connected to it in a quiet way. As if you, too, are allowed to take your time. Steam drifts across your face, briefly obscuring your view of the sky. When it clears, the stars seem farther away than before, softer, dimmer. Or maybe your eyes are simply relaxing. You blink slowly. Your eyelids stay closed just a moment longer each time. The mountain doesn't mind. The night welcomes it. You feel a pleasant heaviness settling into your chest and belly now, a deep sense of grounded calm. It's the kind that comes just before sleep, when the body begins to trust that it can let go completely. Your breathing becomes almost imperceptible. In, out. The space between breaths grows wider. You don't fill it with thought. You simply rest there. The water laps faintly against your skin, creating tiny movements that barely register. Even sensation feels optional now, present, but not insistent. You sense the night passing. Not in hours or minutes. In layers. Each layer softer than the one before. Snow gathers quietly on the rocks around the spring, thickening the white edges of the world. The steam rises steadily, creating a small, warm universe within the cold mountain air. You exist in the center of it. Held. Protected. A gentle curiosity stirs again, slower than before, almost drowsy. What will it feel like when sleep finally arrives? Will it come suddenly, like a wave? Or slowly, like sinking into deeper water? The question feels pleasant. Comforting. It doesn't ask for an answer. Your body responds instead, relaxing just a little more, releasing just a little deeper. Your head rests heavier against the stone. Your spine follows the natural curve of the spring, supported without effort. The world feels far away now. Not gone. Just distant. The mountain remains. The water remains. And you drift quietly between wakefulness and rest, suspended in warmth and steam, gently wondering, if the night continues to soften like this, how peaceful will it feel when you finally let go completely? The thought dissolves as soon as it forms. The spring murmurs. The snow falls. And sleep begins to edge closer, slow and patient, waiting for you to be ready. The night feels deeper now. Not darker. Deeper. As if the mountain has settled more fully into itself, folding layers of silence over the world one by one. The hot spring remains warm and steady, unchanged, patiently holding you as everything else slows. Your body barely feels separate from the water anymore. The warmth surrounds you so completely that it's hard to tell where it ends and you begin. Muscles that once held shape have softened into stillness. Even your heartbeat feels quieter, slower, as if it has learned the rhythm of the spring. Steam rises gently, but thinner now, drifting upward in long, slow waves. It no longer clouds your view, it softens it, turning the night into something almost dreamlike. Snow continues to fall, but the sound has disappeared entirely. If you watch closely, you can see the flakes land on the surface of the water, pause for the briefest moment, then melt away. Each one vanishes without effort, without resistance. You find comfort in that. Letting go can be simple. Your breathing is deep and unforced. In, out. The space between breaths grows wider, calmer. Nothing fills it. Nothing needs to. Your thoughts have thinned to almost nothing now. When one appears, it drifts through like mist, dissolving before it can take form. A sense of warmth. A feeling of safety. A quiet trust. You no longer wonder what happens next. The question has softened into acceptance. You tilt your head slightly, resting more fully against the smooth stone. It feels warm now too, as if it has absorbed the heat of the water and returned it gently to you. The mountain feels closer. Not looming. Supportive. It stands around you like a quiet presence that asks nothing, expects nothing, and offers only stillness in return. You sense the depth of the night. This is the hour when the world rests most deeply. When movement pauses. When even time itself seems to slow, careful not to disturb the calm. The hot spring continues its soft murmur, a sound so constant that it almost disappears. It blends with your breath, your heartbeat, the quiet hum of being. Your eyelids feel heavy now. Not tired. Ready. They lower slowly, staying closed longer each time you blink, until eventually they don't open again at all. Behind your closed eyes, there is no rush of images. Only darkness that feels warm and safe. Your awareness drifts inward. The edges of your body soften further, as if gravity has gently increased, encouraging you to sink, not downward, but inward, into rest. You feel held from all sides. By the water. By the stone. By the mountain. By the night itself. The cold air brushing your shoulders feels distant now, almost unreal. The warmth below remains steady, reliable, deeply comforting. Breathing slows again. In. Out. Even that rhythm begins to feel automatic, happening without your attention. You sense the night continuing around you, but you no longer follow it. The snow may fall heavier or lighter. The stars may shift. The steam may rise and fade. It all continues without needing you to witness it. And that feels right. A final, faint curiosity flickers, barely a thought at all. When sleep arrives fully, will it feel like drifting? Or like sinking? The question doesn't linger. It fades gently, like a ripple smoothing itself out across the surface of the water. Your body responds by relaxing just a little more, releasing the last traces of effort you didn't know you were holding. The hot spring cradles you. The mountain keeps its watch. And you hover at the edge of sleep, balanced perfectly between warmth and stillness, ready to let go completely. The moment doesn't change. It simply softens. The hot spring holds its warmth without fluctuation, steady and reliable, like something that has existed long before thought and will continue long after sleep arrives. The mountain remains still, ancient and quiet, surrounding you without closing in. You are no longer waiting. You are resting. Your breathing has slowed to its most natural rhythm, deep and smooth, moving through you without effort. Each breath feels like it begins and ends in the same calm place. In. Out. The water no longer feels warm. It feels neutral. Perfectly matched to you. Your body has accepted it fully, stopped measuring sensation, stopped comparing cold to heat. There is only comfort now, deep, even, complete. Steam rises gently, thinner than before, drifting upward like the last visible sign of movement. Beyond it, the night feels vast and quiet, untouched by urgency. Snow continues to fall. You don't hear it. You don't feel it. It exists without asking for your attention, just as you exist now without effort. Your awareness turns inward, not by choice, but by ease. Thoughts have fully released their grip. There are no questions left, no curiosity tugging at the edges of your mind. Only presence. Only rest. Your eyelids remain closed, heavy and relaxed. Behind them, darkness feels soft and welcoming, like a familiar room you've returned to many times before. Your face is relaxed. Your shoulders have dropped completely. Your hands rest loosely in the water, fingers barely aware of where they end and the spring begins. The boundary between you and the world has thinned. Not in a way that feels uncertain, but in a way that feels safe. The mountain seems to breathe once, slowly, as if settling into the deepest part of the night. The earth beneath you feels steady and unchanging, offering quiet support without condition. Time no longer matters here. There is no sense of before. There is no sense of after. There is only this gentle stillness, holding you in place. Your breathing grows slower still. In. Out. The space between breaths expands, becoming a place of rest all on its own. You drift there effortlessly, floating in the pause without needing to move forward. Sleep does not arrive suddenly. It does not pull. It does not take. It opens, like warm water welcoming you to sink just a little deeper. Your body responds naturally, releasing the last trace of tension from places you didn't realize were holding on. Your spine settles. Your chest softens. Your legs feel pleasantly heavy and distant. You feel completely supported. By the water beneath you. By the stone beside you. By the mountain around you. By the night above you. The outside world fades entirely now. No sound remains distinct. No sensation asks to be noticed. You drift deeper into rest, carried by warmth and silence, without resistance, without thought. The hot spring continues its gentle murmur somewhere far away, like a memory of sound rather than sound itself. The snow continues to fall, unseen and unheard, blanketing the mountain in quiet. Nothing can disturb you here. Nothing needs you. Sleep wraps around you gently, evenly, like a blanket placed with care. It doesn't rush. It doesn't press. It simply stays. And without effort, without awareness, without any moment you can point to, you let go completely. You drift fully into sleep. Safe. Warm. Still. The mountain keeps its watch. The spring keeps its warmth. And you rest deeply, peacefully, carried by the calm of the night.